Okay, this week's fly, what are we at all?
Okay, we got a Hackle Black Coss.
Right on.
And it's a stall of fly that I devised back in the late 70s, early 80s. And that particular fly pattern has taken my biggest salmon, about approximately a 30-pound fish.
Yes, right.
And that style of fly tying is becoming well recognized around the world now.
Yeah. Beautiful fly, actually. It's one that I think we fished it before, haven't we?
Yep.
I'm saying we, I know you have, but I think when we were together at Labrador or something.
Actually, I got my salmon up there on that one there.
There you go. Okay. Okay, folks, what we're going to do is run through the materials on this, and they are as follows. The hook is a number 2 SEB. The thread is white 3/0 monocord, red 6/0 fly master. The tag is flat silver tinsel and fluorescent orange stretch nylon. The body is black micro chenille. The wing is dark brown squirrel tail. The collar is yellow deer hair, and the head in this case is red. So, if you get all that material gathered up, I think Robbie's going to take us through it.
Let's go time. Okay, I'm going to attach the white thread just barely at the end of the return loop, because we need a lot of headspace on this fly here. Okay. What I'll do here is just cut off that old tag end there and lay in some tinsel for the tag. And I'll start that in my normal position. I'll usually start it up this far. Most people start it down at the back, but I like to bind that tinsel all the way down. Here we go. I'll lay down some cement.
Rob, I had a chance to just kind of flicking through some of the mail there before we went on the air, you know. And
yeah.
I wasn't surprised, I suppose, but I never really noticed how many people have said that they have started tying flies since watching the show.
Good.
They weren't into it, but you kind of got them into it. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Good stuff.
Yeah. And Gary, you also asked me a question about why I use so many black hooks. So somebody came up to you and asked.
Right on. Actually, yeah, a chap gave me a call when the show was being aired last night, and I guess he just seen it and decided to come to him then.
Yeah.
But that's what he wanted to know. He said, how come we're always using a black hook, never any silver hooks
or brown
hooks?
Or bronze hooks.
Yeah, that type of thing. Yeah?
Now, the bronze hook has really taken off here in Newfoundland. I mean, streamer flies weren't, used for salmon traditionally, except in fall or spring over in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, whatever, eh?
Yep.
Spring for black salmon and fall for the fall salmon, big run of males and whatever. And we started using bronze hooks over this way, but see, the black hook here, or the black hook salmon hook, is a traditional salmon hook.
Yes.
The finish on it is called Japan Black, and what it is black enamel, and I believe it's a lacquer over, so it resists tarnish in brackish water.
Okay.
Okay, it won't stop corrosion in salt water, but it will in brackish water. It sort of resists corrosion, so that's why we use it.
Okay. There you go, Paul. Now you know.
Who was it, Paul? Who?
Paul King.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Paul,
my God, that's the first time I asked you somebody's name. You remember?
Oh, well, I had to remember.
Yeah.
Who would forget Paul?
I believe I know Paul. I believe I met him there a few years back. I believe he was driving taxi.
Could be.
Yeah, and I got a taxi up the quarry pool, was I?
You did it?
Oh, yes.
Taxi up the fishing hole.
Oh, yes.
You had to be there, and that was it, eh?
Well, that was it. The urge hit me early in the morning, and I said, now,
good.
the chance of me hitchhiking up there, that was a few years back now. I said, the chance of me getting right up there, I was hitting around 20. Yeah. I didn't have a vehicle at the time.
Could have got on the back of Claire's bike, I suppose, for sure he was up there.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know Claire that well then. I knew of him, but I didn't know him. And when I had it in my mind to go salmon fishing, I went. I've seen lots of times I've walked from town site right up to Quarry Pool.
Sure, oh yeah.
Up on the lower Humber.
Yeah, you're talking about a lot of the old skippers. That was just a common everyday thing.
Sure.
Up there, that meant nothing. Now, if you can't get there by ATV or something, you're
not
apt to go. A lot of people.
No. Okay, now what I've done here is I laid down twice the amount of tinsel that I would usually use for a tag. And the reason being is I'm going to wrap this fluorescent nylon stretch, and I don't want the black shanks showing through. So, hence I put the tinsel down, right? And I used white thread over that, right? Okay, here we go. We'll just wrap that back. Nice and even. Fairly smooth. I like to have it rounded in the center. Some people don't try to achieve that, but I think it looks better that way. And I'll pull this tag in that I had laying outside. And bind that down with a couple of turns. And what that does is it resists, helps the layer of floss that you lay down for your tag from slipping back over the bend. You've seen that lots of times in some of those flies, you know.
Yeah.
Rayon floss, stretching on, you should use that. Now, the next material. This isn't a long fly to tie, by the way.
Yeah, good thing the way we're shooting the breeze here.
That's good, that's good. What?
Breeze is a good word, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Breeze, yeah, right on.
Fill in there, whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay, now I just exposed the core and I'm going to slide that up on the far side. So it just hooks one is red, make one turn, and just wrap down. There we go. Watch yourself, boy.
Sure. We'll kick those in a minute.
Now that's the fastest you'll ever see me go.
Hold on.
Yeah. Now when I'm tying commercially, I can move pretty quick, you know.
Yeah. So.
But I don't like doing it.
Oh well, I guess you don't do exactly the product you want when you.
No. Oh, look, we're in a rush. See.
There you go. The hurrier you go, the behinder you get.
Yeah. Well, I hate tying commercially, to tell you the truth. I'll tell you why. Because you got to compromise. And if you've got to sit down and tie a dozen of one pattern, it's harder than head.
Yeah, I guess so.
Most flies I did in 1 month was 1,200.
Sure.
Oh, never again.
1,200 flies. No
1,200 flies. I was trying to get some money to go down to see Lee Wolf down in New York.
Yeah.
And I did it.
Yeah, I guess so. Couldn't see him when you got there because you were blind, but
yeah, pretty well.
tying all the flies.
There we go. And
no.
what I'll do there again is I'll just whip that, just to make sure. Like I say, after the body, I usually whip it, even if I'm using the same thread.
Sure. Okay, sir. Looking good.
Thank you.
Piece of cake, this one is. I think I can do that one.
Yeah. Okay. Now I whipped that off once before, so
Yes.
that was secured. Now all we got to do now here actually is just put in the wing.
Mm-hmm.
And the hackle, we call it hackle. Oh God, that's nice deer hair, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or excuse me, squirrel tail. I like
Should,
that.
is it always that long? I mean, no, I don't know if it's always that long, but I mean, is that exceptionally long? Is that...
It is fairly long for the base of the tail on the underside, right? And I dyed that dark brown, but it actually came with a little bit of an olive.
Yeah.
An olive brown, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful color. Maybe I didn't clean up my dye pot well enough on the previous dye or something, you know? I'll guarantee you.
Maybe you cooked macaroni in or something just before.
Dyed macaroni. That's where you get the green macaroni.
That's where it comes from, right? That's where it comes from.
Yeah. Okay. You lay it up on top, not past the bend.
No.
I rarely go past the bend. Put that in the waist roll. Don't tell them nothing.
He's lying, folks. Goes right on the floor. The janitor got to clean it up.
Yeah. I had a waist roll the other day, though, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Got a bit of the waste in it every now and then, too. What's that?
Yes, sir. Okay, here we go. Lay that up.
Somebody commented on all the barking I'm doing, but I'm going to tell you, these lights dry out something cruel.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Gee whiz, for me, anyway. I have some time with it.
Yeah. There we go. Now you saw it came up on the chenille just a little bit. That kicks the wing down, okay? That's going to be covered up with the deer hair anyway. So what I'll do is just hitch it off with a couple of turns. Okay, I'll whip that off.
Okay, there we go.
Cut it out, and then I'll put in the red thread. That's the color of the head. Now, most of the hair hackle flies our viewers are after seeing me tie are large hooks, you know, number 2s, number 4s, whatever.
Sure.
But I'll take and fish on these on number 12s. And a lot of times on the smaller ones, on the smaller flies, what I'll do is I'll just put a bunch of deer hair up on top. Don't even bother with the lower stuff.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess when you're talking with number 12, yeah.
Yeah. You just want the coloring there, and it'll make a little scar on the surface anyway.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. This is why I designed this fly, to make a scar on the surface. Something like a hitch, right? Okay. I'll leave one bunch. That's nice deer here, isn't it? There you go. And I'll go 1, 2 loose rats, and 1, 2, 3, 4 back on the wing. Now I only did that there to secure it. And just trim it out, right?
Yeah.
If I spun that in all one bunch, it'd be just too hard to manage. Cut it out all properly, right? You have loose ends flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one bunch. Turn it over. And here we go. And just cut it out and flick out the old stubs.
Sounds some quieter now.
Isn't it? Yeah, just like can't wait for the fly fishing or the yeah, we got to show up in Labrador on Eagle Lake.
Yeah.
And we got a nice fishing show. That was a nice show, all guarantee.
I'm expecting some mail in the next couple of weeks to deal with some ice fishing. I would think some snaps and that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if there's people who are doing a bit of ice fishing now, they probably get their snaps back now in a week or so, and I bet we'll get some good photos.
Guaranteed.
You get the heavy camera with you. Why don't you kick around
You've
again?
got to take your camera. That's why people are so against catch and release, you know. A lot of them just want to take their fish home to show people.
Yeah.
I know, I was like it when I was a kid.
Oh, that was a big thing.
Yeah, and you know, all they get to do is bring out that camera, boy. You'd be some surprise. Just, I mean, you got that memory forever.
Although, in all fairness, we bought out the frying pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good
Oh, we had a great trip. Yeah, that was one of the best ice fishing trips I had in a long time.
Any trip in the woods, you know, if you got a good day and a good bunch of people with you, and you know the machines are cooperating, and
Oh yeah.
just a great day.
Yeah. No, I had. I gotta say that was one of the best ice fishing trips I ever had. Yeah, it was good, I must say. And I know our viewers are gonna love the scenery.
Yeah, we some nice shots, right?
Oh! There's no doubt about it. It's gonna blow their mind when they see some of the scenery we got in there.
Right? Shots, yeah.
And
nice
how far is it from Corner Brook?
So close, you know. Yeah.
Okay, now let's see. I've gone back too far on that collar. I'm not too pleased with that. Just do it right. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. We'll just make a nice round head on it. That helps the water break up over that wing, you know. That's looking good. And we'll whip that off.
I think that's one advantage that somebody time flies would have over somebody just fishing by them. Just thinking about what the fly is doing on the water a lot closer.
Yep.
I know I've been thinking about it since I've been here with you at this. You know, I always thought about it, I'd say, but I mean, I'd put a hitch on if I wanted a little wake, or there'd be about the extent of it, eh?
Yeah.
But when you're tying them, you're thinking that way, I suppose.
Well, when you're tying your own flies, you can change the silhouette, the materials. You can keep the same pattern, whatever.
Sure.
And then, of course, you can create your own patterns.
Yep.
And that's what I've done here. I mean, I've created actually a style of fly, right? So.
Good stuff. Good
Thank
fly.
you, thank you.
Good job. Well done.